I just wanted to have a little bit of an update before we jump into the video really quickly. This video was filmed 3 months ago, which means that it's showing Zach's old room. If you didn't know, he moved back to Washington, so that room doesn't really exist anymore, so sorry if that confused anyone, like why we're there, I guess. But I don't think that matters to anyone else except for me, so whatever. Second reason I wanted this little bit of an update is because it is 3 months late. I filmed it at the beginning of the summer, and it didn't end up going up until now, and it's the end of the summer. If this video changes anyone's mind, which I really doubt it will, because if you have your mind made up, you probably already have your mind made up, but if it does do that, just remember that you can always go to school during the spring semester. It doesn't work like high school, it starts back over midway, so if it's too late to go sign up for classes now, you can always go do that in a few months from now. Alright, let's jump into the video. You know a good way to tell that it takes me a long time to make a video? Every single video I put out, I look like a completely different person. Hey guys, it's Tanis here. So I wanted to talk about something that is very, very important. As you guys may know, or may not, I just finished my first year of college at a 4-year university, so I still a while ago. It is not everything that they tell you that it's going to be. And what I mean by that is not necessarily negative things, but just things that your teachers forgot to tell you. But I wanted to go over these things for you guys that are going to be entering college or maybe thinking about college so that you can weigh your options properly. So a lot of times, your young teachers, or even just teachers that remember college as the golden days, will tell you things like, oh, you get to set up your own schedule and you have your own free time and you get to manage what you get to do during the day and no one's telling you what to do. It's where you get to find yourself. It's freedom away from your parents, which are really good statements, and I would say that those are true, except for they're very vague, and they don't actually tell you really anything about how college is or how it's different from high school. I think that's what media and teachers and anyone else that's ever told you about college, your parents, if they went to college, I think that's what they're missing. The actual details of why it is different from high school. And what I really, really want to focus on today is why college is worth it. And I'm not talking about your degree. Like, I don't about that. I don't care what you're gonna study. What I'm talking about is why college is so much different from high school and why I would recommend that you would go. The first thing I want to talk about is that people apparently have problems with in high school, which is drama. And I don't want to talk about this as if there's not drama in college. I'm sure if you're in a sorority or a frat, there's gonna be drama. But there's one thing that you know for sure. You will know who your friends are when you're in college. I'm not saying you don't know your friends in high school or that those friends aren't good friends. Those are still your friends, but you will know who's your friend because you guys probably won't have class together. When you guys are outside of class, you have that choice, right? The friends you make in high school, a lot of them you met in your English class. The time you talk to them is in your English class. You might text outside of class a little bit, but that's how you know them. That's how you're associated with them. Cool. In college, you could have friends that you have no classes with that you just, know from some reason. They're your friends, and you will text them and you will talk to them and you will make plans, to hang out with each other outside of school.
By outside of school, I don't necessarily mean off campus. I just mean you guys aren't hanging out in class all the time because that's the only time you ever even see each other.
And they're not forced to hang out with you. It's not like when you graduate, you're just gonna be like, okay, bitch, bye, I don't even know you anymore, They actually give a shit about you and you actually give a shit about them. So I want to stress this because maybe it's just me, I didn't know this. Maybe it's the ghetto high school I went to where they didn't even expect us to go to college, or maybe it's the fact that a lot of the people in my life haven't gone to college, so they couldn't tell me this sort of thing. But I didn't realize when you take 5 classes, and 4 classes is still considered full-time, by the way, but we will get into that a little later. When you take 5 classes, that doesn't mean you go to school Monday through Friday, taking every single class that you have every single day of the week that you go to school. When you take 5 classes, you go to that class twice every week, usually. This is the thing about the schedule thing. Sometimes you'll find a class where you can smush it into one day and it'll just be a 3-hour class instead of an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. By the way, if you go to a normal high school where it's not A-B, like block schedule, whatever, where you switch off what classes you go to every day, the classes, at least mine, when I went to a school that had 7 classes and you went to all 7 every day, my classes were 55 minutes long. College classes are only 20 minutes more than that. If you go to an A-B class, school, whatever. I'm not sure how long those classes are. I think it's an hour and 25 minutes. College classes are shorter, and you don't even go to them as often. So you have one class, right? It's at 1, from 1 to 2:15, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's it. That's the only time you go to that class. And you have 5 classes like this, so you will have probably like 3 classes on Monday and Wednesday, let's just say for example, and 2 classes Tuesday and Thursday. Now, I know you're probably wondering about Friday. A lot of times, college works on a 4-day schedule. For my college at UNLV, we don't really have classes on Friday.
But I know that my friend Alexa's college, I'm pretty sure they get Mondays off instead.
You'll have one day of the week that used to be a day of the week that is no longer a day of the week. It's beautiful. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can fit your entire schedule onto 2 days. My friend Andrew did it for next semester, but you can fit all your classes into 2 days if you don't want to go for 4 days a week. Last semester, I actually pushed all my classes into 3 days. I took Tuesday, Thursday classes, and then 2 3-hour classes on Friday. That's what they mean by you can make your schedule. It doesn't just mean you get to wake up later, which, by the way, you get to wake up later. Also, whatever bullshit that they told you about college classes being harder than high school, they're lying to you. If you paid attention in high school and you actually learned just a little bit, college classes grow as you grow if you were paying attention. Say you're in elementary school and you're just learning how to do long division in your 3rd grade, right? You start elementary algebra your 5th grade year. If you throw a 3rd grader that's just learning long division into a 5th grade class, they're probably not going to get it. But if they continue through 3rd grade and pay attention, continue through 4th grade, pay attention, they'll probably understand how to do that math in 5th grade. Basically, that's how college works. If you paid attention in high school and you weren't in super remedial classes and you were just in normal classes you were supposed to be in, you will understand college and it'll just be a gradual progression of what you've already learned. It's not any harder, it's different. This is something that when talking to a couple of my friends who are still in high school, they didn't get that about college. You don't do classwork. Your homework is your classwork, meaning that you have less work to do than you did before. I know they say it's more work, but it's not, because you don't have classwork, participation points, homework, classwork that became homework because you didn't finish it. You don't have all that shit. You just have classwork, which is aka your homework, because you do your classwork at home. You don't have double the work either. And a lot of it's not busy work. I remember high school pissing me off because a lot of the classwork we did was busy work, or we'd do the classwork, oh okay, I get it now, and then they give you homework of more of it. Why? College isn't like that. You do the work to learn. A lot of it gets kind of repetitive. For some of the lessons, it is a little dumb. But for the most part, the work you're doing is so that you learn it, and that's it. You don't have this extra crap because they have to fill up 55 minutes of your time and they only took 10 minutes to talk in class. But they say you don't get as much help as you did in high school, but you get more time with the teacher explaining it and you get more notes about what you're learning. So my first semester when I was in math, I had like 3.5 pages of notes from one class. When I remember math in high school, I'd have a page and a half maybe, and sometimes when I'd get home, I wouldn't know what the I was doing because I didn't have enough notes. Now, me, I learn differently from other people. Maybe some people need to have it face-to-face explained to them, but when I have all the notes that I could possibly imagine and the teacher explained it for a whole hour and 15 minutes instead of giving busy work and only explaining it for 15, I learned better. That's just me. But for people that don't know what they want to do, so they don't want to go to college yet, this is for you. Don't procrastinate not going because you don't know what to do, because I think, and I stress this, college is for the people who don't know what they're going to do. Now I know that sounds really stupid, but think about this. Instead of graduating high school and going out in the real world and working at like Pizza Hut or like Forever 21 or something, kind of just thinking on what you want to do, you could be in school as a full-time student working towards whatever the hell you're going to decide to be working towards, because you don't have to figure it out your freshman year. You don't even have to figure it out until like mid-junior year if you really had that much of a problem, which gives you 2.5 extra years to figure it out. And also having an excuse for being productive. What I mean by that is, if people bother you like, oh, what are you doing with your life? Why don't you have a job? What are your goals? You give me your 10-year plan. Why are you slacking off? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that instead? Instead of having that, you could just be like, oh, I'm a student. I'm a full-time student at XYZ college or 123 university. That's your excuse. You don't have to do anything else. If you go to school, it's professional. It's not like, oh, I just sit on the couch and I eat hot Cheetos and I watch Cartoon Network. That's what I'm doing while I wait. And then I have this part-time job that pays me minimum wage at a gas station. Yeah, it is far better to say, I'm a full-time student in 5 classes, and then you don't have to know what you're going to do. You're a student. Good. That's all you have to do. I know in some living situations that's not all you have to do. You also have to have a job, you have to pay rent, and all of that stuff. But when it comes to people who want to go to college yet because they don't know what major they want to go into, go anyway. That is the perfect place to figure out what you want to do. If you have a job, all you have is that job, you're not really opening your horizons to figuring out what you want to do. You don't have that free time to do things you love outside of work enough to know for sure what you want your major to be. Even if you don't want to do something scholarly, if you go to a community college, they have like trade school stuff. So, we're going to be getting into a little bit of math right now. But I don't want you to be scared because I already did all of the math for you.
Disclaimer, I'm an arts major in college that mostly got B's in math in high school, which is pretty good but not the best, so I'm sorry if my math is horribly wrong.
I wasn't going off of any statistically correct things. I just did approximately what I think the correct math is. And if that approximately crap made all of this wrong, I'm sorry. Just hear me out. Put somewhere on the screen what I'm doing in CCSD High School, which is the county that I went to high school in. There was, from what I remember, 180 days of instruction time per school year, which means that roughly 90 days per semester. My school went by quarters, meaning that any quarter was about 45 days. That's high school. So think about how long that is. It's 180 days out of your damn life every single year you go to high school, and any year and any schooling prior to that. For college, it's different. What I found online, I don't know if this is true, but bear with me. Every semester is about 15 weeks, which means it's roughly 75 days a semester instead of the 90 it was before. So it's 60 days of class time per semester. You only take classes during the fall and spring instruction time. That means you're only in school for 120 days, which means that you have over a quarter of high school class time free where you're not taking any classes. It doesn't even take as long to learn a subject in college as it did in high school, which I think is great. It's not really like it moves any faster either because you don't learn as much. I took a Spanish class. It had the exact same things from my high school Spanish classes that I had to take, only less. We didn't even get to colors last semester. I think that's lovely because only getting through 5 chapters, I got a full 3 credits and an A. I leave the room to go eat dinner, and now there's a picture missing. Another thing that's really cool is summer is 4 months, not 3, 4-ish. Maybe it's like 3.5, but it's a lot longer than a high school summer. Also, winter break isn't a week, it's a month, which is just with its own. Hi, boyfriend.
Hi, girlfriend. So how about them buttholes?
That's not what we're talking about. Now they're just looking at your ass.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna keep talking. In college, you have a lot more time during your breaks. Not spring break, that's the same. But your winter breaks are a month long, and your summer breaks are between 3.5 and 4 months long, versus in high school, it's 3 months, and then all your other breaks were like a week long. Boy, making me nervous. Oh, you're just gonna hide us.
I just start that over though so you don't have my ass.
Oh no, I want your ass. But you're gonna be in this video whether you like it or not.
Well, then subscribe to my channel. Lazy plug.
Aww. I love you so much.
Love you too.
Basically, that's all of the points that I can remember from what I wrote down that got deleted. And that is why you should go to college and what they don't tell you about college. And I'm not sure what I'm going to title this video yet. So all of those, I will see all of you guys later. Subscribe to Zachary for my boyfriend because he had a cameo shot in this, I guess. Anyway, if you liked the video, please like the video, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe, and I will see all of you guys later. Bye guys!